Hello? Look at my lips. I want you guys to take a good look at them because these are my lips without any more filler. I had my filler dissolved and I'm here to talk about the story. If you've been with me for a while, meaning if you've watched mixed makeup videos for years, you probably know that like in 2017, I know for sure I had my son Nikosh, who was born in 2017. So sometime in 2017, maybe early 2018, I decided I wanted to get my lips done. And the reason why I decided to get my lips done is because while I was pregnant, I got to experience fuller lips. I don't know if anyone's ever told you about this, but when you're pregnant, sometimes you get this benefit of just you're gaining weight everywhere else, but you're also getting puffier lips. So I got to experience that and I loved it. It's, like besides like getting bigger boobs, you get bigger lips. And it was nice to get to experiment with this because up until that point, I really had no interest in getting lip filler. So after I had my baby, it probably was like end of 2017 or beginning of 2018 because it must have been months after having my baby, months after, breastfeeding, when my body just finally settled back down to whatever it was going to be, I guess back to normal, if it can ever be normal. My lips then deflated. It was then that I was like, wow, I really miss those old lips that I had. So I decided to go ahead and get my lips filled. And one of the reasons why I decided to do it was because one, it was really popular at the time. This was when we were in the height of lip filler becoming popular. Kylie Jenner had already released her lip kits. We were seeing celebrities with lips, and it just felt like everybody was getting like this new persona by having these new lips, right? So it started becoming really popular. Again, I had experienced these much larger lips and then the deflation of those lips. So I wanted to get that back. Also, a third reason was because I felt like when I smiled, you could really see my gums. And yes, you can use Botox to kind of help that. I didn't want a solution that was gonna be something I had to do every 3 months, like Botox. So I had these like few reasons that I was like, I'm interested in this. And also a benefit of using hyaluronic acid fillers is that you can always dissolve your filler. So it kind of feels a little risk-free as well. So I decided to go ahead and get my lips filled. And I shared that experience here on Mixed Makeup because, I like to share my cosmetic treatments with you. It's part of what I've been doing for a long time. And I'll tell you, I loved it. I loved having my lips done. And even when I got my filler dissolved in my cheek area, I said this, I'm keeping my lips though. But I have to tell you, I hated the process of getting my lips done. I probably over the last few years had my lips done 3 to 4 times. So I really didn't have to do it too much. When you get your lips done, it doesn't always go away. I think for a lot of people, they think that your filler just completely dissolves on its own. That has now been debunked. Like now we know that filler can last a lot longer than the 6 months or the 8 months that we were previously told. Sometimes it just doesn't go away. It's just there. So the more I got my lips done, the longer it seemed like it was kind of lasting and not completely going away. So I probably got it done 3, 4 times. It sucks. I hate getting lip filler done. It's a traumatizing experience because your lips are so sensitive. So all that said, about 4 years ago, I decided, it was kind of because of the pandemic too. I wasn't really going in to get any of my treatments or anything because we were all in lockdown. So I kind of just stopped getting all my treatments done. And when I stopped, I think partially because I was so traumatized, I hate getting my lips done. It is probably one of the worst filler experiences, in my opinion. It's just something about this area for me. I started on this path of just letting it be. And over the next 4 years, my lips pretty much stayed pretty full. 1, because the lip filler doesn't go away completely. And 2, because after you've done lip filler a few times, you kind of get a little bit of scar tissue in there. So it kind of keeps them a little bit larger than they probably were to begin with. But the issue I started to experience, and that some people even pointed out to me in my comments, was that my lip filler started to slightly migrate. And what happens when your lip filler migrates, especially like above, you start to get almost like that duck look with your lips. I can't really explain it. And you just notice that your lips don't have a very natural look to them. Did it look terrible? I don't think so, but could it be better? Probably. So a few weeks ago, I decided it was time. I needed to stop being a chicken because I was partially scared of dissolving my lip filler. I think, again, needles in your lips is a very traumatic experience to me. I don't like it at all, and I can handle needles. Something about the lips just makes it feel a little bit scarier to me. So 1, I was avoiding the needles. I'd heard that lip filler, like dissolving lip filler, can be painful, so I was scared of that. 2, I was afraid that if I dissolved my lip filler, it'd been so long since I'd had natural lips, I was worried my lips would look terrible. Like what if I just suddenly dissolved them and I went, I was terrified of this. Yes, you can get your lips redone like a week or two afterwards, but still the thought of being like that for a whole week terrified me. But I decided to suck it up. Let's go do it. It's time. So a few weeks ago, I decided to make this appointment, went in, and I have to tell you, it was not as bad as I expected it to be. If you don't know, your injector will use something called hyaluronidase. It's an enzyme that basically breaks down the filler, that hyaluronic acid that is in your lips, in your face, wherever you put it. And I've had this done. I've told you, I dissolved the filler that was in my face, but I had never done the lip area. The filler was right above my lip, almost like in a mustache kind of position. She did numb the area. She put a topical numbing on me. She also injected some of the numbing. I want to say it was lidocaine. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm not the one that did it. And I was terrified, so I wasn't paying as close of attention. She marked it up where she was going to put the hyaluronidase, and then she kind of used like a long needle to inject all the way in to that area where she saw it. And it starts working really quickly. Like she's just started to massage my lips. That felt a little icky, if I'm being honest. It felt a little icky that she was doing this. I was also getting some Renuva injections, which is a whole other video. So I was already starting to feel a little bit like, ooh, there's going to be a lot happening right now. So when she started massaging the lips, it felt icky. But you could feel that breakdown of the filler. After 4 years, the amount of filler that was still in there, it's kind of wild to me. And then she basically warned me, which I did not know, that my lips were going to start swelling as if like I'm having an allergic reaction. I don't know why I didn't realize this. I don't know why. I guess it's because I've had my filler dissolved in my face and it didn't swell like that. My lips immediately started to swell up. And in fact, for like the next couple of days, my lips were crazy. I was just like, ooh, it looked like I got stung by a bee or something, and it just swole up all over on the top of my lip. But once that started to come down, and by the way, it was not painful. Once it was done, it was done. The pain like stung a little bit, felt like a little burn, then completely went away. After that filler was dissolved and the swelling went down, this is what I ended up with. I actually had an appointment that was made for the week after to go get my lips refilled because I was already thinking this was gonna look terrible. I really thought it was gonna be like, or I was gonna have like, I don't know. I was thinking I was gonna have like smoker's lines or something. I don't know what I was expecting was gonna happen. But after you've had filler for so long, you just have no idea what you're gonna be left with. And I think I tend to go with like the scariest situation in my head. Like I always go for, this is the worst scenario that can happen and it's going to happen to me. But it didn't. And so I actually went in for my appointment to fill my lips and also just to let my injector, Rochelle, check out my lips. And I said to her, I was like, I don't actually think they look bad. And they move so much better. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe this is just like what I can tell, but my lips feel like they move a lot better and a little bit more naturally. So I told her, you know what? I'd like to not refill them. I'd like to just sit with this for a little while and see if I like it, because I can always go back. So that's my story. These are my lips right now. And I do think that they look better. And right now, everybody's like online, in person. Everyone's telling me that they like my lips better right now. So maybe this is like a new leaf turned or something. Maybe we're all gonna just start going backwards when it comes to cosmetic procedures, and we're gonna see more people dissolving. I will throw out there, if you have been doing your lips, especially your lips, I think all filler, to be honest, because now we know that filler does not completely go away like we previously thought, but especially with your lips. I do think that if you've been doing your lips and you've done them several times over a few years, I think everyone is due for dissolving their lips and starting from scratch again. I think you'll like your lips a lot better. I can tell you, as a person who avoided dissolving my lips for 4 years when I needed to do it, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I'm in fact very happy that I did it. And I can always go back and refill them. And I could probably do it in a really conservative way and no one would even notice. I think it would look so much better. So I highly suggest it. If you, even in your gut, feel like maybe you should dissolve your lips and potentially start over, I think you'll like it. I give it a thumbs up. Anyway, that's my story. I dissolved my lips. I reserve the right to go redo my lips. I'm not saying that I'm anti-lip filler. I'm not saying that I am anti-filler in general. Just saying this is who I am right now, and maybe I'll do it again. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, to hear what you think of the whole situation, what you think of my lips now, what you thought of my lip filler. Tell me all of it in the comments below. Also find me on social media. I'm at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.